Hey everybody, my name is Gary Yao, and today I would like to share with you 10 strategies that you can use when trying to sell your property. So you might have a decision to make when it comes to selling your property. There are different factors that could motivate you to sell your house. One of them could be a job relocation, in which let's say that you have a job transfer and you have to relocate your place of living because the commuting is going to be extremely long. Therefore, living in your same area might not be viable. So selling your property and making a move make more financial and more sense for you in lifestyle changes. Also, let's say that when you first bought the property, you and your spouse didn't have any children. Now, a few years down the road, your children have grown older and your elderly parents need your care. Therefore, you might need a bigger house, and selling your, let's say, 2-bedroom, 1-bath is a decision that is required for your family to be more comfortable. So selling a property could be because you need to upgrade or downgrade to a smaller property. Let's say that you are empty nesters, your house don't need a bigger house anymore because your children has left to build their own life. So selling your property to buy something smaller is the next feasible step. So whatever the case might be, selling your property, you want to do this sooner rather than later because nobody wants to have endless showing and have no buyers and no results. So with that in mind, let me share with you 10 strategies that can effectively sell your property faster. Number 1, set the right price. How do you set the right price? Depends on where you live, and you want to find out what properties that are in your neighborhood that have the same qualities sells for. This is what we call a comparative market analysis. With this, let's say that your property is a 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot. Well, you want to look for houses that have the similar qualities in your vicinity, in your neighborhood. This way you can gauge, well, houses in this area sell for this amount. So you're going to look for several properties that have the same qualities of yours. Look for the medium price, and with that you can say, okay, my house is worth this much based on what is selling in the area right now. I can tell you countless times in which homeowners they find out how much the market analysis of the property is worth now, but then they want to list it for higher because in their mind they want to negotiate lower. Let's say, well, I want to list it for 700, but I definitely want to get 700, so in order to make sure I get that, I will list it for 750 so I can negotiate down. That in real estate doesn't work that way because most likely if a home buyer qualifies for 700, they are not going to look for a house for 750, try to beat it down, because in this market it is still a scarcity of listings. Therefore, sellers still have the option to receive and negotiate on their behalf for a better deal. So multiple offers, still a case in this current market. Second, enhance your curb appeal. First impressions are very important, and the first thing the home buyers see when they drive into the curb is obviously the outside appeal. So make sure that trim the grass and make sure that the driveway is clean so that it has an appealing view for those coming into your house. I will even suggest that you clean, let's say, have a fresh coat of paint for the door, or even change the door so that it's a welcoming feeling. Also include some pots and new plants so they have that fresh smell and fresh feeling when they walk over to your door. 3, stage for success. Sometimes properties that have, let's say, that are all cluttered, that have a lot of personal items, do not allow for a good view experience for buyers. Most of the buyers need to see the property and imagine themselves living in it. So I would suggest that when you're staging your property, clean all your personal items from the property as much as you can. Try to create more space by decluttering all your belongings from the floor and make sure that things are tidy. If there's a chance, if the property is, let's say, is vacant, then I would suggest hiring a staging company so that it gives a neutral feeling where the buyer can fill up the house with their personal belongings inside their mind, and they can see themselves living in this house. So staging actually allows for the imagination to flow freely on the buyer. Number 4, talk about staging photography. Make sure that you use professional photography and marketing. It is very important that when showing your property, you're not going to show it only in person in this day and age. You're going to show it online. You're going to show it in social media. So make sure that you use the best pictures that can be provided by a professional. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So when you have those pictures taken, your photographer or your real estate agent can help you promote all those images throughout social media, and they can even put it in different syndications, in different websites that promotes houses. Let's say, for example, Zillow or Redfin, or even in our MLS, they can see all these pictures. That allows for a pleasant viewing experience. And then when they see the stage home in person, that makes for a more impactful way of promoting and getting your home sold, at least to get offers. 5th, be flexible with showings. A lot of home buyers, in order to see your house, they would need to be flexible, because you're going to have a lot of homeowners that are working regular business hours. They have regular jobs. So you have to be able to adapt to show the property, let's say after hours, let's say after working hours or on weekends. So you might want to be flexible when they request last minute showings. If you have the ability to accommodate for that, make sure you can accommodate. It goes a long way. Open houses on the weekend allows you to get multiple potential buyers at the same time. And when multiple potential buyers are in the confined space, let's say in the property, it creates a sensation of competition, because everyone who's in this open house have the same intention. They want to buy a house. So if one buys it, that will leave the other 3 or 4 in that open house without the chance of purchasing it. So it's a good idea to have open houses on the weekend. Allows for multiple buyers to come at the same time, giving that sense of competition and urgency. 6, leverage online marketing. I already mentioned that you use professional photographers to enhance the graphics of your property. With that, you take those pictures, you can put that not only on social media, let's say, you put so you can share that online. You can also put it on, let's say, on forums and have discussions on your property. That would pique the interest if people are talking about the property. Make sure that you also have an engaging listing description of the property, so that it's not just a descriptive of the facts of the property, but also creates an idea or create a picture of what it feels like to live in this property as a new owner, as a proud new owner in this neighborhood. 7, address repairs and maintenance. You might want to fix little things here and there before it comes to the showing. Let's say that you have cracked windows and you have stained flooring, or there a squeaky door. You might want to fix those things here and there before it becomes a major issue when it comes to negotiation. You don't want to give a reason why this negotiation falls apart even after opening escrow. So if there are things that you can fix beforehand, or if you are not fixing it, make sure you address that and let the potential buyer know, hey, no, I know that there are some issues here, let's say in the plumbing, or is potential issue with the roof because it has been 10 years. I have no problem with this roof for the time that I've been here, but may or may not be something that you want to address. I'm not going, but so far, no problem. So make sure to disclose. Again, the saying that we have in real estate is disclose, disclose, disclose. So make sure that you address all these things, and the buyer will be more appreciative when you are honest and upfront with them. Number 8, consider incentive. Everybody likes to have a deal, and buyers are no different. So make sure that you allow them to be flexible, or you allow yourself to be flexible. Let's say that they need a few more days to close the escrow. Or you negotiate and cooperate with them, saying like, well, I will cooperate with you, so make sure that we can have an expedite closing so that we can have what we want. So incentives, or you can even offer, let's say, well, these are some furniture that are going to be included with this purchase because I want to cooperate with you. I'm not going to fix this, but I'm willing to give you, let's say, the washer and dryer that is already in the garage. That's going to be included with the purchase, and I want to have that in writing. So incentive goes a long way when it comes to negotiating and actually make this transaction smoother. Number 9, collaborate with reliable real estate agents. So when you are picking and choosing the real estate agent to work with, make sure that you're working with a reputable real estate agent with a responsible track record that you can actually see. That also allows you to talk to their, let's say, past clients or their referrals to see how well versed is your real estate agent. Not only that, you might want to see how they are good at posting online or how is their social media. In this day and age of digital marketing, just being able to negotiate with people, let's say, well, negotiating is important, but only being able to talk in person is not the only skill is required. You also need to have the real estate agent to be able to post online and be able to interact with people online. Let's say that potential buyers saw the listing on one of the different platforms online and they send a message. The real estate agent should have its systems in place so that they can react quickly to the needs and questions of potential buyers. Nowadays, the average age for a home buyer is 33, which is, I think it's Generation Z, which is after the millennial. So they are well versed in actually social media. In fact, many of them would rather text than to talk on the phone because it cuts away all that chit-chatting and on that short conversation. They just want to say, how much is the house? When can I see it? So having an agent that is well versed in social media and technology will help you a long way. Last, 10, be open to negotiations. When it comes to selling a house, there will be a lot of questions and a lot of steps here and there that might require some hand holding. So make sure that you have an agent that is capable of navigating with you all these nuances when it comes to selling your house. And you might need to break a few rules when it comes to let's say selling your house. Let's say that you're set on this amount, on this listing price, but the market is moving in a way that doesn't allow you to get the price that you want, but you get something close. So you might want to be flexible when it comes to that. Always keep the lines of communications open with with your agent and with the buyer. And whatever requests they might have, treat it as that. It's a request. It's a question in which the answer could be a yes and a no and a rebuttal. So whenever somebody gives you, let's say, a price, I'll offer you this price, which is lower than what you're asking. You have 3 choices. Again, you can say, yes, I accept this offer. No, I don't accept this offer. Or third, I'm going to give you a counter offer so that we can continue with this negotiation. It is an open conversation with 3 answers. So I would say, always keep this thought. It is not an end all be all. It is just a conversation, which is open-ended. I can possibly lead to a very satisfactory result. When it comes to selling your property, there's going to be a lot of nuisances, and you have to keep in mind what is the end result that you want. The end result that you want is that you want to get your home sold for the amount of money that you are comfortable with accepting. So starting point, ending point. So when your end point is, well, what do I have to do in between to get what I want? Having surrounded yourself with professionals and listening to different for the advice that comes along with working with professionals and having these line of communications open will actually make for a smoother transaction and a satisfactory result. It's going to be, well, depending on how well we can navigate these little points here and there to get there. My name is Gary Yao, and I will talk to you soon.